New anchor mark. Although we're definitely putting an anchor alarm on tonight. It's crazy out there. Gusts up into the 30s. Just katabatic winds come shredding down this hill. It's like 8 o'clock, so we got here just in time to have a little bit of daylight left before we can get anchored, but pretty open bay. There's a big mountain behind us, big mountain in front of us here, and there's a low spot. See how you see that low spot? So any wind just like can't come in that way, can't come in that way. So it just funnels through and just blasts straight down here. But I trust our anchor, so that helps big time. Time to make some dinner. That passage was absolute shit. Not gonna sugarcoat that one. We had like no wind in the beginning, but because of like constant 30 to 40 knots that was outside, it created like 12 to 15 foot seas, but there was no wind. So they're just like these really steep like rollers. Like the whole boat would be like up like this. I couldn't even film it because I just felt like puking the whole time. It was weird. I usually, yeah, Steph was puking. Rounding the northwest point of Iceland is it's pretty tricky. Hey. Whoa. Scary. All of a sudden 23 feet, 22, 21. Uh-oh. Why is it getting so shallow? Oh, I just went to 20 feet. Oh, 28. That was scary. Now we're gonna keep moving the next few days. Just keep going. Interesting night. There was gnarly katabatic winds ripping through here. We seen like up into the 40s, and then the whole boat was just listing like pretty aggressively. So you'd be like no wind, and then all of a sudden there's 40 knots of wind, and then no wind, and then yeah, it was just a sleepless night. It sure is pretty when the clouds and fog lift. And you get a smidge of blue sky, especially after it just rained, because the contrast is really neat. Look at this, like black rock, green. It just looks really cool. And all the waterfalls are just going. Very picturesque. Apparently, there's a really cool spot around the corner. It's about an hour walk, and we will bring you with us. Yeah, just gotta drop the dinghy. Haven't done that in a while, it feels like.
Norðurfjörður is one of those tiny spots on the north coast of Iceland that feels like it's sitting at the edge of the world. Super quiet, barely any people around, and the landscape kind of stretches out in every direction. The type of place that you'll only find if you're really looking for it. And being the only boat here made it feel even more remote. I'm so happy that the sun has come out today just in time for us to have this one little adventure. I was starting to get like the cloudy blahs because after we got to the north side, it just seemed like every single day was cloudy, didn't get to see as much stuff as I had hoped for. So this couldn't have come at a better time. It's just like what I needed. Every which way we turned, there was something going on with the landscape, whether it's waterfalls dropping off the cliffs, streams running right beside the path as we walked, and mountains stacked up in the backdrop. Steam vents right beside the road, and hot water is literally coming out from the ground. That's what we came here for.
Yes, that is correct.
It's a reward for the rough sail and the cloudy days. This is going to make it all better. This is exactly what we needed.
Yeah. My muscles are sore and they're feeling good now.
Yeah, buddies are loving this.
Not a bad spot.
It's hot too, like this is actual hot tub temperature. And then the bigger pool is colder. How is it?
I'd say this one's probably about 20 degrees.
We found out after that the big pool is actually about 34 Celsius.
It's not horrible. Well, I guess maybe I'm not considering the outside temperature. And then this one's super hot.
Krosneslag was a real highlight. An infinity pool right on the edge of the ocean. A sailor's delight and bucket list item checked. This spot was easily the best view of the entire area. The rainbows showed up right on cue.
And the rainbow, look at that. To end it off, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera.
Rainbow means rain.
Yeah, that rainbow's been sticking around for a while. It's kind of come and gone because the rain's kind of come and gone, but I don't know, we're gonna get so lucky on this walk. It looks like it's pretty dark over there.
It's about a 50-minute walk back too.
5-0.
So hopefully it doesn't torrential on us.
But at least we're toasty warm. That was so relaxing. It was so hot there. Perfect.
That's every cruiser's paradise right there. Perfect
Yeah.
anchorage up here. Walk down there, enjoy it, seaside view.
Perfect
Beautiful.
anchorage now.
Yeah.
It wasn't when we rolled in and overnight, but now reality sets in. We've got to walk all the way back.
And we got a hustle. That's actually water.
All right, so we're going to have to run and hopefully not get poured on.
We just took off, and what a difference it is out here. We emerged from the fog, which is super thick. That is very beautiful. Now it's looking quite light out here today, and got a bit of sun coming out. It's absolutely gorgeous. Should have about an 11-hour day today. Wind's gonna fill in the next hour. Well, hopefully the wind's filling soon because this is very rolly. But nonetheless, it is so pretty.
You can tell we're getting later in the season. Weather windows are getting fewer and farther between, and you really have to pick your moment on this side of Iceland. The North Coast isn't exactly known for being forgiving.
Holy shit. We just hit a shelf right here. And the seas just got huge. Swell coming from the north, but the wind's blowing north. And we're now like 26 plus knots of wind, so we got pretty decent sea state heading north from the wind, but we got huge sea state coming from the north. And they're just creating very interesting conditions. But I wasn't paying attention, and we were at 160, 70 feet. And all of a sudden I looked up, and the waves were double the height, like must have been 12 to 15 foot. And I just noticed we hit a 75-foot shelf, and the waves just stack when you hit those. So you really got to watch out on your contours when you're in kind of bigger sea state around here, because, yeah, it builds up quick.
Here's a good comparison. That's a full-size fishing vessel. It practically disappears under the wave. It gives you a way better sense of the sea state we were in, because it always looks smaller on camera. Coming into Siglufjörður was a full-body sigh of relief. The bay was super calm and the mountains were blocking the wind. After the conditions outside, easing into this harbor felt like dropping into a soft chair. Siglufjörður is a small fishing town with about 1,200 people. Deep in the fjord, tucked right between these steep mountains. It used to be the herring capital of Iceland, so the whole place has this deep fishing history built into it. The herring era gave a significant boost to Iceland's economy in the early 20th century towards the end of the 1960s. This sculpture honors the herring girls that worked night and day cutting and salting herring into barrels. The town itself was cozy. Colorful houses, working boats tied up everywhere. A small town where you know everyone knows everyone. It's small, but it has a lot of character.
So random.
The Herring Museum is huge, featuring buildings from the old herring days. We didn't go inside because they were closed, but even from the outside, you get a sense of how big the herring industry was here and how much this town was built around it. We only spent a night here, and then we were off again. Bright and early for a shorter hop east to the next town, because once the weather lines up, you take it.
Some whale watching tours going on. Actually, a bunch of people loading on. It's quite a busy port. We just arrived in Husavik, and it's a very small spot, but very easy access for fuel. So we're fueling up now. We don't have to jerry can it. It's very easy access from within the little harbor here. So that's our first stop before tying up to the wall across the way. We're going to be tying up over there because they obviously have a lot going on at the pontoons. Oh yeah, very busy.
Just finished fueling up, and that was significantly cheaper than any fuel we've seen here. It was like $2.10 Canadian per liter, which we were seeing $3.50 a liter before in other parts, so this is definitely a score. What were you yelling about?
The amount of dirt that came off that rope.
There's dirt all over the deck, so
That's why, like,
at least there's water.
I tried not to put these ropes in the dirt when you keep them.
Jibsea's getting a rinse. We always see those gray hoses just hanging over the docks, constantly running. Like, they don't switch them off here. They just keep them going. There seems to be an endless amount of fresh water from the springs, I'm assuming.
Husavik has its own herring history. Before tourism and whale watching became its big thing, this place was also part of the herring bloom. There's this old photo from the 1950s showing rows and rows of barrels being salted. Pretty much the backbone of the whole region back then.
We think it smells now. Think how bad it would have smelled back then.
Yeah, right.
Now, the town is all about whale watching, with this big whale tail sculpture kind of the town's landmark.
How many times have we played musical boats?
2, 3, 4. This is our 5th move. This one you just had to pull the boat back, but still, 5th move.
It is truly a busy port. When we first pulled in, we pulled into the main pontoon, but we were told we couldn't go there because of all of the boat tours that they do here, like the whale watching tours. So we're like, okay, we have to go to this wall, and we came to this wall, noticed that the fuel dock was so easily accessible, so we went over there, tied up there, came back to this wall, got situated, went to the grocery store, and then came back and we were told that just had to move the boat slightly back, which our only concern was that we needed to reach power at the box back there, and our cord isn't long enough because we are bow forward and our plug is over at the aft of the boat. But they've got an extension here, so it's all good. Only thing is Travis doesn't like these lines rubbing up on all the dirt and having to rinse them off after each time, huh?
No, this is fine. It's not dirty here. It's dirty on that deck.
Oh, okay. It's just fishy on this side, isn't it?
Very.
Hey, it's not raining anymore. You guys know we usually prefer to anchor, but at some of these spots, like especially when we're right in front of a town, it's just so much easier for us to pull into the docks. And sometimes you can't anchor like right in the vicinity of the harbor, so it is nice to have the option to pull up to a dock and plug in, get water, so we don't have to run the water maker. We can conserve our gas that we use in our little portable generator to run our water maker, especially when they have it running like this. But yeah, we've been having a little bit of trouble with our power, like keeping up in Iceland, only because it's been exceptionally cloudy, I guess because we're into September now, and we were fine in Greenland. We were topped up by early afternoon, I would say, every single day, even when there was some cloud cover. But in Iceland, it's just been really cloudy and we're just not getting any solar at all. And I think there's an issue with our alternator because it's not producing what it should be producing in terms of amperage and recharging our batteries when we're motoring. And we've been doing a heck of a lot of motoring, just burning the diesel and not getting a charge out of it. So yeah, power is nice. And it's included in the dock, which is a little bit more pricey here. It's about 5,000 ISK per night, which is the most expensive we've paid. I think it was even more, yeah, it was more expensive than even in Reykjavik, in the capital. But it is what it is.
Look, that one's coming in while this one's coming out. Thanks for hanging out with us on the north coast of Iceland, and a huge thank you to our patrons. If you're enjoying the journey, hit subscribe. It makes a big difference for our channel and keeps us motivated to film the good, the bad, and everything in between. We've got more adventures coming up in the next episode, and we'll see you then.